And let's roll.
But
Hello, everyone. So I thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. I'm Zeel Parekh, and I would like to welcome every one of you on behalf of Team Aspire for Her and Entrepreneur. And I'd also like to thank our partners, Seed and Payoneer, to bring together this program and put in the efforts for helping and uplifting the women entrepreneur community and giving them a platform to take their business overseas and expand globally via the SheExports Accelerator. We are very thankful to the US Commercial Service, the trade promotion arm of the US Department of Commerce's International Trade Administration, for being on board and supporting entrepreneurs under their SelectUSA program, which helps US exporters identify potential business partners in India and facilitates business investments into the United States. I would like to thank and welcome Mr. John McCadams, the Foreign Commercial Officer, who is serving as the U.S. Department at the U.S. Department of Commerce in India. He is managing U.S. export clients, trade promotions, commercial diplomacy, and e-commerce digital counseling initiatives. He headed the aerospace, energy, defense, and automotive portfolios in Houston, Texas, before moving to Mumbai, and he has a decade of experience in serving multiple embassies abroad. And before we listen to John, I'd like to go over to Rika and request her to share a little bit more about the entrepreneur and why she exports is immensely important to us.
Thank
Rika?
you. Thank you very much, Zeel, and immensely grateful to all of you for being here today. And as Anuj mentioned, that we probably will have our Fab 40 list, 42 list out by the end of the session. Entrepreneur, as all of you are aware of, we have about 24,000 plus women entrepreneurs now, like you, who are interested in acceleration of and growth of your businesses, and all that we do and all that we breathe, sleep, and live is acceleration of your businesses. And we commit to it day in and day out. She Exports will be one of the programs through which we will run a first cohort, which will be focused on the e-commerce entrepreneurs, and then a second cohort of all of you who have service-led businesses. So yes, two very interesting cohorts running, coming your way this year. And the first of it has already been launched. Today we are going to name our first 42. There are a whole lot of activities that we do through the entrepreneurial platform. We have a buzzing social media handle on LinkedIn. The Aspire for handle you can look out. We also have an Instagram account where you will see the post of all the activities that we do as a part of Aspire for Her. So if at any time you need any kind of help, even in terms of one-on-one mentoring, one-on-one help to accelerate your business, please reach out to Zeel or me. And I think it's about time that I hand over to Anuj for the rest of the session.
thank you, Rika. I think we should not waste time, and we should give it to John first. And we are all eagerly waiting about SelectUSA. What is it all? What is the mystery behind SelectUSA? And post that, then we'll switch over to our favorite 40, and we'll talk a little bit more about this cohort and the one which is following after this. John, over to you, please.
Excellent, excellent. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for the kind introduction, Anuj, Zil, Rika, Madura. It's a pleasure to be joining you tonight, and everyone at the Aspire for Her team. It really is my absolute pleasure to address all of you this evening. I'm happy that you've taken time out of your schedule to join us on this session. It's an important topic. I would say it's hopefully not such a mystery, but if I can help demystify anything, happy to do that. As Zil had mentioned, again, I'm John McCadams. I work at the U.S. Consulate in Mumbai. I'm an acting principal commercial officer. And even though I'm based in Mumbai, I only cover the western states of Mumbai. So Gujarat, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and Goa. We actually have offices throughout India. We have the embassy in New Delhi, obviously. But then we have our consulates, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Chennai, and Calcutta, as well as the Foreign Commercial Service. We have satellite offices in Ahmedabad and Bangalore. So happy to connect with you on all of these fronts across Mission India. So when we say Mission India, we're talking about 7 different locations, not just here in Mumbai. If you're not familiar with the U.S. Commercial Service, I'll take just a second to tell you a little bit more about who we are. As Zil and Anuj and Rika had mentioned, we're just one of many government agencies that are present in our consulates and in our embassies. We specifically, the Foreign Commercial Service, are dedicated to promoting bilateral trade and investment. So predominantly American exports out of the United States and then Indian investment into the United States. Our role really is to assist Indian companies who are thinking about investing in the United States, and that's the purpose of today's call. Aspire for Her has been a great partner for us at the U.S. mission, all of India, and we're really looking forward to working closely in the times ahead. So let me share my screen, and we'll jump into the presentation. Share. That didn't share, did it? Let me go back to Zoom. Sorry,
There's a green button at the bottom.
Yeah,
Yes.
there we go. All right. Is everybody able to see it now?
Thumbs up.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So, as you all know, India shares a very strong trade, political, and people-to-people connection with the United States. And this very well reflects in the FDI figures. Actually, somebody's got to remind me to go to next screen. This reflects in our FDI figures between our two countries. The United States is India's largest trading partner with more than $191 billion in two-way trade. This has doubled just in the last decade. 10 years ago, it was half of this. But it really speaks to the trajectory and the strength of our bilateral relationship between U.S. and India, the two largest democracies. Indian companies are increasingly finding the U.S. market to be an important part of their growth strategies, and companies are investing in projects across the United States. This investment is not just in a single sector either. So as you can see here, there's 71,900 jobs that are supported. Employed by U.S. affiliates of major Indian-owned firms just in 2021. There's actually about 163 Indian companies present in the United States and collectively have invested over 40 billion US dollars in the country. Also, according to a report released by the Confederation of Indian Industries, CII, hopefully you're familiar with, this was on the sidelines of SelectUSA last year in May 2023. These firms have created about 425,000 jobs in the United States. So again, our role as an agency is to promote this investment into the United States, secure jobs in the United States, but also to promote prosperity in India through these types of investments. With global supply chain disruptions and the need to be closer to the customer base, we've seen robust investments taking place from numerous high-value industries from India. And also, per this report, the presence of Indian companies across the United States and the top 5 states in terms of Indian investment are Texas, Georgia, New Jersey, New York, and Massachusetts. Indian companies are increasingly finding the U.S. market to be a critical part of their growth strategies and are investing in projects throughout the U.S. across multiple sectors. Top industries you see on the screen here that we're prioritizing: software and IT services, business services, pharmaceuticals, industrial equipment, metals, and communications. The big thing right now is semiconductors, all things critical and emerging technologies. So if that sounds like something that is part of your sector, then we definitely want to work with you. But to help investors explore FDI into the United States, the U.S. Commercial Service has the SelectUSA program. This is the only federal government program dedicated to facilitating investment into the United States. And we're proud to provide this service through our office here in Mumbai and through the rest of India. The U.S. economy has an annual GDP of about $23 trillion and a large consumer market of more than 332 million people. This is one of the largest market opportunities in the world, and this is why the United States is the #1 FDI destination 11 years in a row. It's known for its entrepreneurial spirit and an innovative ecosystem. The U.S. continues to be the top destination for foreign direct investment. Investments such as the world or rankings, sorry, independent rankings such as the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business and Kearney's FDI Confidence Index consistently put the U.S. at the top of their rankings. In fact, this is the 10th or 11th year that Kearney has rated the U.S. as the top FDI destination. Again, the why is a strong IPR system, consistent, reliable regulatory environment, accessible legal system are all available to you to support your company's development of the new innovative solutions to meet your customers' needs. In addition, reliable energy resources, world-class infrastructure available to you in the United States are all in place now to support your expansion and growth. The United States offers additional benefits to investors, including access to the global market through free trade agreements that you can simplify and speed access to your new customers. As we say to our investors, when you invest in the United States invests in you by offering you the assistance in connecting with global market through our export assistance services. The United States, again, is recognized for ease of doing business, and SelectUSA program can provide you the access to the tools and the advice to help you analyze potential investments and make better decisions. So a little bit more about SelectUSA. It's led by the Department of Commerce. SelectUSA is the government's program that focuses specifically on facilitating business investment into the United States. We operate as a geographically neutral single window at the national level for companies to invest in the U.S. and support greenfield investments. So we're not at the federal level able to, to direct you towards one state or another, but rather to give you all the tools to make the best informed and educated decision to support your investment. Under this program, we work with investors and companies with existing operations in the U.S. Or are planning to enter the U.S. market. And we also work with EDOs, Economic Development Organizations, at the state, regional, and local levels. SelectUSA network and services are present globally, rather, and we have over 1,300 staff in 106 United States locations and about 76 countries around the world, plus 58 partner posts. So what we call our partner post is where we don't have a commercial presence like ourselves, our agency. We work through our State Department colleagues. But the message is pretty much anywhere you want to meet with us, we're able to make that connection. We have investment specialists at the Department of Commerce headquarters, and we also have an interagency investment working group. Since the inception, SelectUSA, we facilitated more than $200 billion in investment, creating and or retaining over 200,000 United States jobs. We can help companies with actionable information through the various tools and resources around the year. We have an investor guide that would be available to you. It's an excellent first step for companies who are looking at expanding their presence. It helps with the most basic, practical, important information related to your investment journey, we call it. Additionally, we work with companies on a case-by-case basis to help you navigate the federal regulations to support investment making decisions. Includes identifying the right agencies and contacts to understand issues and providing information about the U.S. regulations, plus federal resources to support your investment. We also offer a number of tools on our public-facing website, selectusa.gov, such as the information on the various state-level taxes as well as incentives. Another tool example is our cluster mapping. There's about 50 million public data points that are available on our cluster map so that you can easily understand industry clusters across the United States and figure out where is going to be that best market for you. Doing business in California is not necessarily going to be like doing business in Ohio or New Jersey. And as you look at your sector and where is going to be the best point for you to set up a business and meet your customers, our cluster mapping can help you hone in on that. And really quickly, I want to move forward and tell me if we're running out of time or if I'm going on too long, because I tend to lose my sense of time when I'm speaking. But a highlight of the SelectUSA program is its annual SelectUSA Investment Summit. This year is in June 23rd to 26th. Again, focuses on the investment environment, industry trends, and new opportunities. It's the topmost event in the United States, as I've said, for FDI promotion, connecting investors, companies, economic development organizations, or EDOs rather, along with industry experts to make deals happen through United States investment. We've worked especially hard, we've heard positive feedback on the immense networking opportunity at the summit, and that's really what I want to focus in on the next couple of slides. So again, June 23rd to 26th is the win. It'll be in National Harbor, Maryland, which is just outside of Washington, D.C. Again, this is the premier event dedicated to FDI. This is actually going to be the 10th edition of SelectUSA. During the Obama administration, we started SelectUSA, and we're very happy to announce this year this is going to be our decade celebration of SelectUSA Summit. It's chaired by the Commerce Secretary herself, Gina Raimondo, former governor of Rhode Island, and it also includes special remarks by the President of the United States, along with various members of the cabinet. It features senior government officials, C-suite business executives, and other thought leaders. Over the years, the summit has been known to create a space for participants to learn more about why the U.S. consistently remains the most attractive place in the world for business to invest and grow. So you see there at our website, selectusaSummit.us. Please make a note of that, and I'll ask maybe my colleagues Dipti and Naveen put it in the chat. We can follow up during the Q&A to make sure everybody knows the website. The last SelectUSA Summit in May of 23 was a resounding success. We had over 4,900 participants, 100 sessions, 200 speakers, and the 2023 summit was our largest ever. We're hoping that the 2024 is going to meet or exceed those numbers. We had 55 U.S. states and territories represented. The 4-day summit, again, chaired by the Commerce Secretary, Gina Raimondo. President Biden, through live streaming, actually delivered remarks. 6 cabinet members were there, and 16 governors of the 50 states. So the summit really is an excellent platform to amplify a successful investment story as well. If you've already got a presence in the United States and you want to share your success story, we would love to have you come and make an announcement at SelectUSA. So please connect with us if that sounds like something that you would be interested in. Again, in 2023, we had 83 global markets attend the summit, and we had a record 2,300 international participants. So of the 4,900, 5,000 people that were there, 2,300 from international markets, just like yourselves. India had the largest business delegation represented, and we had about 200 participants last year. Right now, I think we have, I'd say, 35 or 40 already confirmed, a lot more that are in the vetting pipeline, so soon to be confirmed, and hope that you become one of those applicants. Really quickly, I'll move to the next slide. And this is a really important and timely topic for us to talk about, especially with International Women's Day coming up on Friday. The SelectUSA Summit also features exciting programming for startups and women entrepreneurs in the technology space. So the SelectUSA Tech Program creates opportunities to connect early stage and startup technology companies to help with the advancement in the U.S. market. The SelectUSA Tech Program serves eligible international tech startups developing innovative technology products and services, and planning to expand to the U.S. market within the next 2 to 3 years. I say eligible because there are some criteria to qualify for the program. We can go over those with you in the Q&A section, but I think a large majority of you would qualify for that. Also, the Select Global Women in Tech Mentorship Network introduces international female tech entrepreneurs to the U.S. market. This is a program that facilitates matching women entrepreneurs with a mentor and provide business development guidance catered to your individual needs. It's also, of course, in addition to the support that you would get through SelectUSA's traditional data and counseling services, as well as the community learning and the network opportunities. So again, this is above and beyond what you would get as a regular applicant. Women entrepreneurs especially have a different track, if you will, that sort of fast tracks and handholds through that learning curve. So for the women entrepreneurs here with us today who are looking to expand your business in the United States, this is a program that can really be a great starting point. It's a year-long program that formally launches at the Investment Summit. So it goes from summit to summit. So starting in June, if you join, you would have a year-long program. It's not just the benefits that you get the week at the program. You have somebody who's working with you throughout the year until the next summit. So an experienced mentor from the United States startup ecosystem, as an informational resource on challenges in scaling, promoting, fundraising, establishing a business in the United States. Mentors are selected from across the United States startup ecosystem based on their interest in supporting women-run businesses, and their expertise in supporting tech companies on the U.S. investment and expansion journeys. So I hope you take advantage of it. It's an exclusive networking platform, exclusive to SelectUSA. The application includes more information about how to express your interest in this one-on-one mentorship opportunity. We're happy to talk to you about that afterwards, but it includes recommendations about the job roles, company stages that may benefit from this offering. It also includes mentorship, a commitment to hold at least 6 meetings over the 12 months. And also, since its inception in 2021, it's grown over 200%. The Women Mentorship Network, the size of those that have joined has grown over 200%. Let me move on to a couple of highlights as I wrap up, and then we'll move into questions. The U.S. mission to India, meaning, again, all of our embassies and our consulates traditionally lead the India delegation at the summit. There are other Indian delegates that go, but not necessarily part of our official delegation. Last year, our U.S. Ambassador, Eric Garcetti, that you see in the top left hand, led the 2023 delegation to the summit. Members got some exclusive opportunities to interact with him and our other principals. You also see Assistant Secretary Arun Venkataraman there on the left-hand side of the screen next to Ambassador Garcetti. But I'm also very excited to announce that this year, for the 2024 summit, the ambassador has again agreed to lead the delegation to the SelectUSA summit in June. We also have specially curated interactive sessions for the delegation to present opportunities for networking and learning about the U.S. market to make informed investment decisions. On the sidelines of the summit, for example, we arrange a reception in partnership with the Indian Embassy in Washington, D.C. And you see there in 2023, the delegation there at the embassy in D.C. Also, you can see some of the photos of the delegate on the right-hand side from the previous year. So I'll close there. I invite you to join us at the 10th SelectUSA Investment Summit in Maryland. Happy to take your questions, but I'll pause there and invite my colleagues Dipti and Naveen to come on screen, maybe introduce themselves, and we'll jump into, I think the Q&A is that next? Oh, actually, I've just forgotten. Sorry, I wasn't done. If you weren't paying attention or you weren't taking notes, we have a brief SelectUSA video. I completely forgot about it. Excuse me. So let me pause just 1 second. I'm going to switch applications, and if it's still sharing, can you guys still see the screen? All right, I'm going to play the video.
The United States has always been a premier destination for international investment.
Well, number one, the US is a very, very important market. I think there's no question that you have to be in the USA.
International businesses should invest in the United States because the United States is the largest market on the planet.
US is very much business friendly. As long as you make a good product, you will be accepted.
So my name is Bernhard Kuhnt. I'm actually working for BMW, and my role is the CEO of the Americas. Well, BMW is a really established German successful company, and I'm proud to be part of it.
My name is Terry Gill, and I'm the Secretary of the Cabinet for Economic Development for the state of Kentucky.
My name is Vivek Sareen, and I'm the Executive Officer for the Cabinet of Economic Development. And our mission is to drive investment throughout the entire state and create jobs.
My name is Hiroyuki Takigawa. I'm president of Takigawa Corporation. Takigawa Corporation started the plastic packaging business in 1949.
I'm Nancy McClernand, President and CEO of the Organization for International Investment. This summit is amazing. You have thousands of companies and economic development officers focused on one thing: bringing your investment to the United States.
The U.S. is the most stable place to invest capital in the world today.
Spartanburg is the biggest factory we have globally. We opened about 25 years ago. And those 25 years ago until now, we spent about $9.1 billion in the area of South Carolina. And we benefit from it, so you could nearly say it's a win-win situation.
So we decide to have a plan in US, and I participated SelectUSA last year. And it was the best decision I made.
SelectUSA has been a fantastic addition at the federal level. Companies that used to be concerned about entering our market, trying to navigate our sub-federal system, don't have to be as concerned.
I think over many years, SelectUSA helped us with a variety of topics, whether it's the workforce, whether it's legal, whether it's the locations. It's a variety of topics which we really need to talk to someone who knows it and has the experience.
State and local policymakers are ready to partner with you. They want to understand the skills that are needed to ensure that your business can grow and succeed in the United States.
It's not also just about convincing a company to come here, but have a great experience 3, 5, 10 years from now.
SelectUSA doesn't make difference between small company and big company. And even we are small, within 2 days, I could meet 11 states and discuss my plan, and I received about 150 site offer, and it was very difficult to choose one.
Now is a wonderful time to consider doing business in America.
If you're serious about growing your business worldwide, you know you need to be in the US market.
I think any company can succeed in the US, and I think that starts with a little opportunity, one person having a dream, and I can only encourage you to invest into the USA.
So I'm very honored to have that groundbreaking ceremony. And I would like to wish all the best to everyone who made our dream come true. This will be the day that I will certainly never forget.
No, that's for us.
All right. Are you guys still with me?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Let me try to get back to the last slide on the presentation. I've lost my mouse. The cursor. Trying to make it. I wanted to put up the contact information on the last slide. There we are. All right. So now I'm done. For everyone who might have a question about how to get in touch with us, how to register, who to reach out to, this is the final slide and our contact information for Naveen and Dipti that I had mentioned. So again, there I'll pause and hand it back over to who's taking it.
Anybody wants to take export to USA? You know?
So I didn't catch the question.
Switched on the mic accidentally.
I think somebody accidentally switched on the mic.
Okay.
Please continue.
Okay. Well, Anuj or Zil, did you have anything before we go into Q&A? Was there any other comments or
No, there's only one thing, John, and I think thank you for such a detailed presentation. I really see a lot of value for all of us who are attending this session today, and possibly looking at reaching to SelectUSA this year or next year. Hopefully this year itself. My only question would be, let me set the stage for and open into questions for others. We may have many founders who may not be tech founders, but women founders who are in an e-commerce business, which is innovative by itself. Would they also be eligible to apply for this program? That's one thing that is definitely a question that everybody would be asking.
So they're not tech founders, but tech companies?
So let's assume that somebody runs a sustainable business or run a marketplace, right? Where technology is an enabler for them, but it's an e-commerce business. They have a product, because while in the description you mentioned, it could be a product or a service, but you also stated that must be a tech founder. So that's the first question that everybody would be willing to know.
So let me ask my colleague Dipti to come on. It looks like she's got her hand up. She might can answer. She does some of the vetting and will probably know better than I can how to answer it. But let me ask Dipti to weigh in.
Yeah, thanks, John. And Anuj, excellent question, because I know this is a question that comes across that we come across very often. So the SelectUSA Summit as a summit is open for anybody who's looking at expanding their presence in the US. The SelectUSA Tech is a specific program wherein early stage tech companies can pitch at the various pitching sessions, and that is limited to technology space, companies or startups that are operating in the technology space. But as a summit, as a platform, this platform is open to any company operating across any sectors.
And any size. I think
any size.
There's no minimum investment for participation in the SelectUSA Summit. There's no maximum. So it's really open to one and all.
Thank you, John. And Deepti, one follow-up question on that. John did mention about a 1 year, the stretch of a program can go up till 1 year, where you have access to, say, mentors as part of this program or otherwise. Now, is that also available to all or only to tech founders?
That's available to women in technology space. So women tech entrepreneurs is what the program, which is the Select Global Women in Tech Mentorship Program, is open to. So the mentoring opportunities for women in the technology space, in innovative technology or technology products or services space.
So it can be product as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like a sustainable packaging, hypothetically, if somebody is doing some innovation there.
Yeah, so if somebody is using, say, a very high technology element in making a packaging which is smart or sensor based or something, then that company will be eligible to apply for this tech mentorship program.
Sure, thank you. I would probably give opportunity for others to ask.
So maybe instead of me reading the questions from the chat, we can go to those as well, but feel free to come on screen, introduce yourself, tell us about your company and share your question. Don't be shy. Kanu, did I pronounce it correctly? Kanu.
Right, absolutely right. So I am a yoga teacher by profession, and I've started my company a year back. I registered. I am into prenatal wellness, prenatal yoga. I'm focusing on that, and I have developed sustainable yoga wear collection around it in organic hemp, organic cotton, and I'm still developing prototype, like defining the colors, defining everything, going for organic colors, dyeing, all that processing is going on right now. And I wanted to know that if this is something that I can take it forward. Like right now, I'm the only one. It's just an idea. I'm building on it. I have some 3, 4 samples which are ready. It's not yet gone into production. So just wanted to know if this is something that, I can sell in USA, or this is something I can, go ahead in the tech program. Also, in the Select USA program. Also, in the tech part, I want to develop an AI, an ML model, specifically for pregnant women to do yoga at home. That will help them, guide through various poses, asanas while doing yoga, without the need for an online instructor. So that is another idea I have for prenatal wellness.
Excellent
But this
questions.
is,
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to cut in, but excellent questions. We appreciate those. Dipti, again, I'll ask you to help me maybe weigh
Yeah.
in terms of products that are maybe they're not yet fully developed, maybe they're more concept. I'm inclined to say yes, we can still connect you to EDOs, but I don't know how much success I've seen in the past with that. Dipti, what's your
Yeah.
experience?
So Kanu, for sure we can allow you to take advantage of the summit, but typically we've seen more success, like John was mentioning, for companies that already have some kind of a setup or some kind of a progress already in the country that they're operating in your case, if you already have some kind of a revenue, if you're at a revenue stage in India already, it's easier to then expand presence in the US versus taking an idea or a prototype to the US directly.
okay. So the prototype I've developed, it's kind of unique in the sense it's not yet, those designs are not yet in the market right now. If I say in terms of material, in terms of the silhouettes, they are very Indian, very Oriental in their look and feel as well. So yeah, I mean, I maybe I could, if you could help me connect with some buyers or somebody who would want to invest in such an idea to develop it further in a collaborative way, that can also be a possibility.
Absolutely. What I would recommend on that last slide where we shared our contact information, reach out to us. We're happy to do individual one-on-one counseling sessions with you and discuss, what's going to be the best path forward for you. So yeah, happy to engage with you. Thank you for the question. I see Nikita has her hand up. Nikita Sawant.
Yeah, hi. I just wanted to ask you one question regarding, we have the product ready. We are at the pilot stage. Like we are into the biotechnology and polymer technology. So for the women tech thing for USA, are we eligible, and how can we get the benefits, and what would be the timeline? And we do have some kind of a milestone, or any kind of a progress will be monitored, or what will be the flow? I just wanted to know.
Yeah, so thanks, Nikita. Is your company already registered here in India?
Yes, we are registered. We are registered from past 2.5 years. We are operating. We have been
Okay.
incubated in ICER Pune, and we are a bootstrap company. Yeah.
Okay. In that case, yeah, we can definitely have you as an eligible startup to apply into the technology or the mentorship program. You will still need to apply for the summit to be considered for the mentorship program or the technology, the technology pitching competition. You can even consider pitching at the summit.
Okay.
Yeah, and the process will be through the regular registration process.
Yeah, that will be really
Thank
helpful.
you.
And will there be any timeline or the milestones that we have to dedicate towards, or there is nothing as such?
Uh, there's no timeline as such in terms of milestones that you need to achieve, because every company has a unique journey when it comes to the
Yeah.
expansion in the US. So not necessary to follow a particular timeline. Only timeline that you need to be mindful of is the early bird registration discount, which you can take benefit of. So the early bird registration discount is applicable till the March 15th, and which is why we wanted to do this session today so that you all have time to register for the summit. And the summit dates are the most important ones here. The summit dates are June 23rd to the 26th. So for anybody who's planning to attend the summit in June, one of the things that you will have to keep in mind is the fact that you will need a visa if you don't already have a US visa, and need to apply for the visa simultaneously as you begin your registration process for the summit.
So the summit is different and women in tech are two different things, or they are related?
They are related. This Women in Tech mentorship program gets launched at the summit, and it's a year-long program from, say, June 24 in this case, to June next year. But it is all part of the summit. It's just a focused pillar on women, women technology entrepreneurs.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Great questions. I see Susan De Silva.
Hi, John. Deepthi, hi. I'm into natural skin and hair care, and I wanted to know, to participate in such exports or to be a part of the summit, what sort of certifications would an Indian company need to get done?
So if you're, I think cosmetics, and Dipti, again, I'll keep referring to you because you've got way more experience in this than I do. But cosmetics and consumables, things like this, may require FDA regulation. So similar to regulations in India, skin, cosmetic, hair care products, consumables especially, all of that's going to be regulated by the FDA. So we would defer you to those on those guidelines. But anything, Dipti, else to add?
No, I think, John, you've covered it. I was about to say the FDA, and I think there is also an FDA representative in Delhi, which we can connect. We can give email ID to women here
I
who
want to
may
add
want to.
here, maybe I'm just asking on behalf of Susan that whether those certificates are required to attend the session.
So yeah, good question, Anuj. That certification is not required to attend the session as such, to attend the summit. But if you want to launch your product or service in the US, eventually do business, then that certification will be extremely important. But Susan, maybe you want to just go to the summit to test, what is the appetite for the kind of product that you're creating in the US market. In that case, you may not need the certificate just to attend the summit.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
And Anuj, I'll keep going with questions until you tell us to stop, unless you've got something else. I'll keep going. I see Atisha.
Hello.
Hi. Good
Hello.
evening.
Hi. Hi. Good evening, John. Good evening, everybody. I had a question. I wanted to know whether an e-commerce home decor business which supports rural tribal artisans will be eligible for the SelectUSA Tech Program mentorship.
So e-commerce supporting artisans. I don't know that would necessarily qualify for tech, but you would still be eligible to attend the summit itself. But the tech, women in tech, is a different network track. But I don't think that would qualify for the tech specific aspect of it. But we still welcome your participation.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely. And then Namrata.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So my brand is into gluten-free flours and premixes, which also help diabetics and celiacs. Do you think our brand would be eligible for the same?
Dipti, I saw you had something to say.
Yeah.
You jump in first.
So your brand will definitely be eligible, again, as John said, to participate at the summit, but not necessarily participate in the tech pillar of the summit.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Same
Thank
scenario.
You so much.
Absolutely. Same scenario, but I do see, I think there's a huge growing market for that. So a lot of potential with that type of product.
And
right.
John, John, if I can just start. Namrata, sorry, I'm just going to pick something from here.
Sure.
John, you mentioned about finding clusters who could potentially use their product. Whether will Namrata be able to do that before she applies, and so that she finds out whether there is a richer market so that she can attend the summit, or it can only happen when she registers for the summit? I'm just making her life a little easier, because if she can find out that there is definitely a larger market for her to export the product she's in, she might as well invest in going to US and attend that summit. But if it is not, if it's a discovery, then it's a call that she takes.
Yeah, so these tools, Dipti, correct me if I'm wrong, but these tools are available, right, on the website. So you can go on there, anybody can go on there anytime and use the tools to do some additional research on what type of industries and numbers that are there. This is what we would consider public facing data. We make it there readily available and consumable for you to help you make that decision if attending is right for you. Dipti, anything else?
Yeah, absolutely. So one thing that we like to talk about is the free accessibility of all the tools and resources which are there on our public facing website. So for anybody who's on the webinar today, whether or not they are eligible to attend this summit, they can certainly go to our website, use any of these tools, customize their products to be able to be in the future in the US. So for example, Namrata, if you want to see where the potential for consumption of gluten-free products is, the cluster mapping tool can probably help you if you put in some parameters of what is the pattern like, what demographics, education, access to various other resources, all that information is available for anybody on this call.
Great. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think really another thing to emphasize is, maybe this year's not the right year for you. Maybe you're not ready. And we want to have this information there for you so you know when you're ready. We're not looking for quantity, we're looking for quality. And we want to position you for success. We're not here to recruit you just to get numbers, really. We want to see you succeed in the market and really see your investments work. So we make these tools available to you so you can make the best informed decision and come to us when you are ready.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I actually had one silly question, John and Deepthi. This is in June. The SelectUSA Summit is in June. And even if somebody applies today and gets selected, when will they actually get to know? I just wanted to know the logistics around it a little bit.
So typically, Madhura, for anybody who applies, our deadline to kind of give the approval is within 14 days of their application process. So we try to finish the approval process within 14 days so that people have enough clarity on their potential for participation.
Great. So suppose, they get to know by the next, say, suppose they applied today and they get to know then by, whatever, the next end of the month, etc. Do they apply for visas then, or how does the whole visa process work? Because as you know that it takes a fairly long time to get into the visa situation. So will that sort of become an impediment if they don't have a live US visa? Will that become an impediment in their travel and in their participating in this wonderful program?
So for visas, what we usually recommend is you start the visa process as soon as possible from your side, because maybe the summit is one aspect, but maybe you need to eventually be in the US at some point if you're already thinking of doing business in the US. So we ask that the visa process be started as soon as possible. Once your application is approved to participate at the summit, you can also get a visa letter, which is part of the application process. So you can request for a visa letter, which comes via email to you in case you need to use it for application along with your visa. However, I just want to highlight, also mention one thing, that the visa wait timelines are still little high. So please plan accordingly and apply as soon as possible. John, do you want to add anything on the visa question?
No, I think you covered it. We want to see as many people get through as possible. It helps if you have a visa already. But we're not going to put you through just because you have a visa. You know, as I said, we're looking for quality companies, and there is a rigorous vetting process to make sure that the ones that we're putting forth for the delegation, have a legitimate product that's going to be successful in the market and be something where the states and the EDOs and everybody is looking to make those connections. If you do get through and you don't have a visa, talk to us, let us know, and we will try to see what we can do on our end. But we're the Department of Commerce. We're not the Department of State. Visas are issued by the Department of State, so they take the ultimate decision. We don't have the ability to affect their timelines per se, but we do what we can on our part to make sure you get to the summit.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. That's all I wanted to know. I mean, it is a genuine problem, and I think this question probably is there in folks' minds. So I said, might as well ask it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, great questions.
We have time for 2 more, and then I can take it up. I just need about 5-10 minutes.
Okay. Last, or I guess I see Mandira Chetri.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
So Indira, and I'm the founder of Auto Himalaya. We're based in Sikkim. So my question to you is, currently what we manufacture are portable oxygen canisters, and we also manufacture Himalayan water that could be both spring water, alkaline water, and we package them in 100% compostable plant-based bottles. And we are trying to market it in India. The problem in India is we don't have a standard yet for 100% plant-based compostable bottles to package drinking water. Is there a market, you think, in US? Because I see places like Australia and even the US, there are a few companies that are doing, selling packaged water in plant-based bottles. So do you think that I could somehow enter the US market with this product?
I'm inclined to say yes, but I don't want to give, false hope. I think the size and scale of the United States market, if you have any chance of success, the United States market is probably where you have the best hope. But consumers are discerning. There's no shortage of options in the United States. So really, it's a matter of what is the uniqueness and something that's offered in your product that they can't get through something else. There's a lot of competition, but I think really you got to shoot for the stars, right? And the US is the place to do it. Dipti,
Yeah.
I don't know what's your take on it.
Yeah, I think if successful, it can be the biggest market that you can think of when it comes to your product. So, and one of the things that we can obviously help you do is maybe talk to a couple of states, make introductions to a couple of states under the SelectUSA program to see the feasibility of this product. So that's something that we can help offer.
Do you have successes in other markets that you can speak to, testimonials or case studies that you've done in other places where you could then take that to the United States and say, I was able to do this much in this market, and here's what we're anticipating in a bigger market?
So actually, when you talk about plant-based bottles, they look like plastic bottles. They're 100% compostable. The thing is, what I know of this is the entire world is trying to move into that sort of packaging, okay? And there's not been much success in that. Like, there are very few places that I see that there's success in these kind of bottles being able to hold the water for a couple of months, and also to check the leaching or the change in color or the odor of water. We've gone through all the tests and all, we've succeeded, and it's like ready, market ready. It's just that in our country, we are not able to launch it because there's no standard as such in place.
Yeah, and I just want to add to it, Mandira, you're going to be there with us for 45 days. You're part of one of the cohort members, right? So you'll have enough and more opportunity to speak to people who appreciate the product that you have. And as John offered, we'll make sure that you connect to a few people who understand the product that you're building and get a first-hand feedback from them before you start investing heavily on building a product.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so maybe we'll take one last question, and then other questions, I would welcome you to email us. We're happy to continue the conversations beyond this session. So please, if we didn't get to your question tonight, please do reach out to us. But I'll go to Swati. I see Swati is next in the queue.
Thank you so much. Thanks for taking my question. And so, John, I understand. So I run a apparel brand, print-focused apparel brand. We are into retail. We have existing clients. So we make sarongs and stoles. By previous conversations, I understand that I can participate. But do you think there are buyers, like just for example, from Walmart or Macy's that will be looking for some things like this? Or is it more tech specific? And also, you say there are like pillars, like tech is one of the pillars. So, are there any other things in like maybe a retail or something which we can be part of?
Yes, I don't know if retail is one, but Naveen or Dipti, can you remind me some of the other pillars that are there?
So technology is one of the biggest pillars that is there as part of this summit. Sorry, there's an announcement going on in the office. But the other thing that we talk about is more specific to other sectors, which is energy, pharmaceutical. Those are more established sectors, so not like retail is a part of the session programming. If that's your question, Swati.
Okay.
But I think with our economic development organizations, it's going to vary by state and by county. They would be able to connect you to those major retailers in their areas and help you understand what those retailers are looking to put on their shelves that may not be there. They're always looking for new products, but they like to move product quickly. So if it's something that's not already there and proven, they might be a little reluctant to put a new product on the shelf if it's not tested, maybe smaller quantities at a smaller retail store before you hit some of the big brands like Walmart. But I would definitely say let's try to get you connected to some of those EDOs. So thank you for the question. I'll ask.
Yeah, so just to say, we are on some marketplaces in India. So if you can connect us there, I'm sure I can like if you can help in that, that would be great. I'll get connect to one of you then. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. All right, Anuj, I'll turn it back over to you. I think we're at time for the Q&A portion, but thank you everyone for these great questions. I love it to pick my brain and make me dig deep into the
John,
knowledge
I
base.
think Richa has one last question, if we can take that and before winding up.
I don't
Just one
mind.
last question.
Anuj, do you have?
Go
We're
ahead.
good? Okay, let's do it, Richa.
Risha, you're
on mute.
Hi, everyone. So I run a chocolate brand. We're based out of, we use Indian cacao beans and we want to put the focus on Indian cacao beans. So we make chocolates and chocolate products. Do you think it would, do we stand chance in the application process?
I say yes. Americans love chocolate just as much as everybody else. If the rest of America doesn't buy it, I will. Dipti, maybe from an agricultural perspective, I mean, you're shipping finished products, not cacao beans. I would say one thing to consider is just the cost of getting the products into the United States from so far away versus other markets closer to the United States, Central and Latin American countries where cacao might be more plentiful and they have the ability to get it in, where we've got some of those free trade agreements or where the shipping costs are just less. So it might be that, yes, you can get it, but maybe from a price point, it's not as competitive. Your bottom line, really, you have to take into consideration. And each individual chocolate or a box of chocolate only sells for X number of dollars. But Dipti, what insights can you add?
So we have what we've seen that the craft chocolate or the artisanal chocolates, which is being currently sold in US, they do have a few Indian origin beans as well. And they are being retailed as anywhere between $8 to $12 per bar. And of course, right now, craft chocolate is almost 20% of the chocolate market in US. we of course have to figure out like how do we like ship the final thing, but we wanted to understand like will we be considered for the for application or not.
So, Richa, one of the things that comes to my mind as you're talking is maybe you can ship the raw materials from here and do the finished product in the US. That could be one idea. And as far as your eligibility is concerned, yes, you can still be eligible to apply for the summit, not under the tech or the mentorship program, but as a regular participant. But one of the things that you can consider is having some kind of a production line set up in the US eventually, because that also saves you the trouble of shipping the finished product from here, which could potentially get damaged in the transit.
So we are definitely considering other markets as well, where the shipping is done. Of course, US is the farthest market that we are considering. And from what I've understood, it is best if we ship the entire package together and not have a part and part manufacturing over there. So that because it's food, so it is best to have the manufacturing at the country of
Richa,
because we do end-to-end manufacturing.
Richard, let me offer one thing. Let's do some price discovery and help you find a logistics partner, do a cost comparison. You know the market is there. If it makes sense, then the team can help you connect with right buyers. And it's your call then. So we'll have time to spend and take this forward.
Sure. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. All right, back over to you, Anuj.
Yes, thank you. And thank you so much. The questions keep on coming. And obviously, has everybody written down the email that one can write to you, John, Deepti? If not, we are there, Aspire for Her. Write to us, we'll direct it to them. We'll make sure that everything is being addressed and you have clarity. But the links that has been shared in the chat, please do read that. I have seen myself, I've read myself. There is definitely an investment from your side to go and attend the summit. Please make it worthwhile and do your homework beforehand you apply for it, because you shouldn't be in a position and just because the session is happening, it's no compulsion for anybody to do that. It's today or it's for tomorrow or for next year, but this is one opportunity that one can look at exporting the business. And definitely when we say exporting a business, it is a different dimension over here. We're not looking at only selling the business in US or exporting it to US. We're saying that setting up in future a shop in US, which could be further used as a leverage and exporting to other parts of the world. And that is where the Select US comes, right? Take an advantage of while you are there. But thank you, John. Sorry for holding you for your special dinner tonight. All the best with the guest. And Deepti, thank you so much. We'll be in touch. And if some of our friends reach out to us, we'll direct them to your way.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you all for your participation. It's been a pleasure to meet you, to hear from you, and we look forward to connecting with you and collaborating with you. And again, hope to see you at the summit. So thank you, everyone, and see you next time.
Sure. Thank you. While before we sum up the session, I will take 5 minutes of your time, and I'm going to talk something about, and I'll have my colleague Zeel to run through a small video for you. Now, this is a brainchild of Madhura, who everybody knows, and she's been working along with Payoneer and Seed for good over a year to bring something which is called SheExports. Now, this is one of its kind. And accelerator cohort that we're trying for the first time, encouraging women entrepreneurs to experiment with an export. Some of them would want to do it at different stage of life of their product. And this is the first cohort we are focusing on e-commerce. The second one is going to be, which we're going to announce mid of April, that is going to be focused on services. And looking at the success of this, we would definitely love to replicate that. Now, just talking a little bit about, I know some of the cohort members are here. You would be seeing me and bearing me for another 45 days, at least till the end of April. But this journey of or even organizing this program was not easy. We had to handpick mentors. We had to handpick experts who's going to come and speak to you all who have been part of this cohort. And I'm just going to put it aware by if by any chance you could not get an opportunity to be a part of the cohort, we'll make sure that you get all the sessions, recorded sessions, have an access to it. And also, if you want to have one-on-one meeting with anyone who would be as part of the mentor, do write to us, and we'll do our best to facilitate that. Now, to talk a little bit about the export program, right? The SheExports. It's a 45-day program. We'll have sessions over the weekend, and we would cover, and that what Swati was talking about. We'll try to bring in Walmart over here. We're trying to bring in Amazon over here. We're trying to bring in companies who actually whole purpose is to export and actually launch the brands in international market. We are bringing in experts who look at design. We are bringing in experts who look at grants that you can get in respective countries. So we start with US, North America, particularly US, Canada. We try to bring in, and if time permitting, we're going to bring in Middle East as well as London to it. That's what the program is. Just stay tuned. There's going to be a lot. We're going to bring in some logistics partner. Payoneer is going to talk about international cross-border payments. Fabi is going to talk about compliances, accounting, so on and so forth. So it's focused on financial literacy and also bringing in people who can help you either listing your products international or actually help you find the buyers internationally. So we'll have marketplaces like Triadal who's going to come and talk about how do you find resellers. We will have a buying house who's going to come and specially talk about we're going to have a buying house is going to especially come and talk about how do you export, how the buyers picks up your product. And Swati, that would be more interested to you and to others who are in the fashion lifestyle. Now let's talk about the 42. 42 represented by 12 city states, whichever you want to say that, right from Ahmedabad, Amritsar, we go all the way to, you heard Gangtok, we have Jaipur, we have Kolkata, Nagpur, Vadodara, no-brainers for Delhi, Bombay, Chennai, we already have. So 12 cities and 42 names. We had application in 3 digits. Believe us, we took every care to review the application as thoroughly as we can, and it was being individually reviewed by three jury members who have been in this industry or who have been in this business for a very long time. And what a range of products or the services we have. We have sustainable products. We have Ayurveda, lifestyle, fashion, skincare, kids wear, clothing for disabled people. We have barware. We have millets. We have coffee, chocolates. You heard, and my favorite, portable oxygen cylinders. What more you can get? But yes, looking forward to working with you all. I just want to give a shout out to all wonderful 42 cohort members who have been there and who would be working with us, and we'll be working with them for next few days. Zeep, please. Thank you.
Congratulations to everyone.
Yes, so let's make the most of it, and feedback welcome. Anything you want us to look into it, include as part of the program, please let us know. We're going to start the first session or the second session on 16th, and we go forward towards the end of April. We have few sessions left towards the end of it, which could be filled based on the feedback that we get. But thank you so much for taking the time out. We're going to sum up this session. If there are any questions that I can answer right now, feel free to do that or ask.
Hey, hi. So quick question on the cohort. When did it start? As I was not aware. It seems that the participants are already selected. So is it happening again later next year or when?
Ma'am, the applications are out for pretty much 40 days, 45 days. We apologize, we could not reach out to you. But we definitely see an opportunity to do something like this in near future as well. If you can let me know or reach out to me, or we can see whatever best we can do for the next cohort or a similar opportunity that comes to us.
All right, thank you.
Also, for being part of the SelectUSA, you don't need to be part of the cohort.
Oh yeah,
just
as a So SelectUSA is just one of the partners who gives an opportunity to go and talk about or showcase the product or services outside. You'll have many such opportunities, or or platforms that you would be reviewing for in next 45 to 50 days.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, Amita.
Hi, excited to be a part of this, and thanks for putting together the platform. So I just had, when you said, 40 people from 12 cities, it just struck me that it might also be, I mean, I know the whole thing is an online virtual process, but I think it's always nice to just meet up in person. So if there could be city-based meetups, if initially facilitated by you, and then we take it up forward. Just a thought, and I'm literally speaking my mind aloud. So yeah, bear with me with that.
So Amita, you actually picked up my closing remarks. We were looking to do that only. So, and we will do that. We along with Rika, we are planning in city meetups as part of Entrepreneury, and we will definitely have an opportunity to have you there, where you can meet with like-minded people. And specifically for this cohort, we are looking to do and offline session as well. We're just looking at the logistics in terms of a city which would be nearest or where maximum of us could attend without without too much of a cost to travel. So please stay tuned. You will hear about that. There is definitely one offline session planned for a day, a whole workshop. So we'll pick one of the cities, and that's definitely on the cards. Yes, Ms. Neha.
Yeah, hi Anuj.
Thank you.
First, I really want to congratulate for this kind of initiative you have taken. I'm coming from Nagpur, and we are really starting. We are at a very initial stage, and it has always been on my mind to export the products. And being from second-tier city and smaller spaces, whenever I have expressed this feeling of exporting, I have got the reviews that first create market here, pehle yahan karke dikhao, and then you can think of exporting. But this initiative is really, pushing us to think larger and have bigger visions. So thank you for that. My question is, because I'm coming from an Ayurveda space in health and wellness, US is a really big market, but US FDA is quite strict, and there are a lot of norms and different rules and regulations. So in this cohort, will there be any kind of a specific guidance as per the market each one of us might get, or any mentor who can help us navigate through and set our milestones that these many 10 things we need to do, etc.
Neha, thank you. It's a great question, and I was looking for somebody from Nagpur, and glad it's you. Neha, so to answer your question, partially yes, there would be a very direct session where you would have an access to, or you will speak to a mentor or a like-minded person who has already done export in a similar field like you are into, which is Ayurveda. Whether there would, and if you were to, if we were to ask us to find out someone specifically for you, we'll do that.
Great. Yeah.
But if you want us to do that for all 10 countries, that may not be possible. But we'll do our best to help you and navigate. The idea is not to just educate and do a one-on-one session for next 40 days. Idea is to, and that's the reason why we are keeping the sessions on over the weekend, so that during the week you can take an opportunity to connect with a mentor or the speaker and get a slot there to discuss your proposition or discuss your product in more detail. And I said there would be sessions on compliance. If you want us to bring in a legal consultant who does only in this, we'll get that for you.
Great. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Welcome. Good. So I'm not going to hold longer to you all. You can all go ahead and have your dinner. Supper time is over. So, or supper is on right now.
Anuj, can I come in with one last question? This is Susan here.
Please go ahead.
So I just wanted to understand now, Payoneer And how is Payoneer connected to this whole thing? You're just the Payoneer only is the payment channel.
Madhura, you want to answer that or should I go ahead?
No, I can answer that, Susan. Thank you for the question. So Payoneer is actually a fantastic organization which wants to do something to improve women's entrepreneurship in our country. So as you can see that this entire cohort is brought to you courtesy Payoneer. So we're not charging anybody anything. Like we'd never charge any members that aspire for her for any of the resources that we provide. And same for this cohort, we're really not charging anything at all. But Payoneer is making it possible for us. So they have actually sponsored this entire journey for women entrepreneurs who wish to export. So that's the relationship with Payoneer. And Seed and Payoneer are working with us jointly to make this dream of ours a reality.
All right. Our dream too. Thank you.
Thank you all. We look forward to seeing you soon. And Zeel, thank you for putting this thing together. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Thanks,
so
everyone.
much.
Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
very
Thank you,
much.
everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.